I live in this area, I live in the Fisher area, and I'm a mom and a wife and a health coach. Along with many things, as all women are, we're multifaceted and we have all these different interests and we try different things. And so those are just the three headlines that I would categorize myself in for this talk. So how many of you are moms? How many of you are a wife? Okay. So becoming a health coach, I had to really change my mindset about how I saw life and how life was treating me. And one of the things that I really, really took with me when learning was this one saying that says, life is happening for you, not to you. And so I don't know if you've heard that before, but if you can change your mind to think life is happening for you and not to you. I used to be very much like, something would go wrong and be like, oh, this is, you drop something, oh. Something happens, your tires flats, oh, it's how everything is happening to you. It's just like everything's coming at you. But when you realize that life is happening for you, your mindset shifts and you realize that all these things that are happening for a reason. Even the things that you think are terrible. And so when you're in the middle of the terribleness or the horribleness, it doesn't feel like it's happening for you, right? In that moment, it really feels like life is happening to you. But as soon as you change your mindset to, this is happening for me, even in the midst of the darkest time, it really, really makes a difference. And when you come out the other end, you realize that it actually was happening for you. And so you can use those lessons to help other people. And so what happened with me was that my daughter, she was about 4 years old when she started preschool. And we lived a normal South African life, ate normal South African food, we're just normal Cape Townians, and just ate how most people eat. And our daughter went to school, she was 4 years old, she was a healthy baby, and gets to preschool, and after a few months of being in preschool, she gets really sick. And she starts getting chest infections upon chest infection. And I think the moms better stop sending their sick children to school. That's my response, is like, how irresponsible that they're sending their sick kids to school and then my daughter just keeps getting sick. And so having your toddler be at school and keep getting sick and taking them out of school, but then getting chest infections that are getting so bad that that she's going on antibiotics, and I'm like, this is not right. And so she started coughing at night time, and she'd cough and cough and cough, but not during the day. In the day, she'd be fine, no runny nose, nothing, fine, running around. Nighttime, go to bed, cough, 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 and I would wake up like, oh, is she okay? She's like half asleep. She's not even realizing that she's coughing, but she goes to sleep, and then through the night she's coughing. And I felt like, I have a 4-year-old, and I felt like I had a newborn baby in the house because I was getting no sleep. And I was getting beside myself, and I went to the doctors, and the doctor said to me, no, your daughter has childhood asthma. I was like, childhood asthma? No, she has childhood asthma. He has some asthma pumps and some cortisone equivalent. Put her on this. But how can she have childhood asthma? She was a healthy child. No, you can develop it at any time. So take her home, asthma pumps, cortisone, cortisone, cough, 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 cough. I'm still not sleeping. Back to the doctor. No, more asthma pumps, more stuff. Back home. And so this goes. And at this time, I'm not thinking that life is happening for me. This is happening to me, I'm not sleeping, things are not going well. And so after weeks and weeks, if not months of this happening, doctors' phone calls and upping of medications, I was beside myself. I was like, I have this healthy child that's now a sick child, that now has childhood asthma, that's on loads of medication, that's costing lots of money, and I'm not sleeping, she's not well. What is going on? And it drove me beside myself. I was just like, I can't handle this anymore. And so eventually, we went for allergy tests, we did all these different tests, because something has to be up. And so eventually, after days and days and days, I was like perplexed, and I just thought and thought and thought, and I was like, something has to have changed, because it just can't be. She was well and now she's not. And it can't just be that kids are coming to school sick and she's getting sick. And so eventually I was like, you know what, we tried lots of things. We had animals, we got rid of animals, we tried all these different things, and eventually I pinned it down to the fact that she was eating bread at school every day, and that at home we don't really eat that much bread at all. And so I was like, well, maybe this is, the thing. So we took out all gluten and all dairy out of our diets, and she just had fruits and vegetables and meat and stuff like that. But we took I was like, maybe it's dairy, maybe it's gluten, what is it? And we took it all out, and she got better. And so slowly took off her medication, she was well, and then we did a reintroduction, and we figured out it was gluten. So now I'm like very, very happy. My child is well, and I was happy, so it was great. But then I ended up having hormonal issues, and I was diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And again, doctors, medication, and I was like, you know what? I figured it out. There wasn't, 11 years ago when my daughter had her childhood asthma, there wasn't any blog posts or any elimination diets around then, or any gluten-free blogs or anything like that. And I had figured it out on my own, and I thought, you know what? This PCOS thing, maybe, just maybe, I'm going the same route with the medicines, and there is a point for medicine, definitely. If I'm in a car accident, I want medicine. I'm not going to be like, not going to heal myself. But I was like, maybe there is another way. And so I decided, after much Googling, I don't know how many of you have Googled and found such conflicting information. You Google and you're like, okay, now this person says this and this person says this. They are totally opposite. And so that's how I ended up becoming a health coach. I went and studied, and I was like, there has to be something else. And then again, just because you're a health coach and you've learned, doesn't mean that you now know everything. And so again, as life has had its ups and downs, and things have happened, I ended up seeking more quality supplements that I could have in my life. And so, as much as I've also used nutrition, as Molly does, as to heal our bodies and stuff, I realized that I need something more potent in a supplementation form. And that's how I found Molly. I found Molly through South Peninsula Moms. I don't know if any of you belong to South Peninsula Moms on Facebook. And so I found Molly through there and became friends with her and learned all about True Vision. And that has been like such a great marriage between the health coaching and eating well and the supplementation that goes together, and brought like such a stability in my blood sugar levels. Obviously I eat well for my blood sugar levels, but that it added extra layer that has really, really helped my body. And so now, in hindsight, I can really, really see that life is happening for me and not to me. Because I'm here now, I was able to go through that road of like having sleepless nights and doctor's visits. And when you're paying out money from doctor's visit to doctor's visit, you're not loving it, eh? You're really not. But at the end of the day, I can say, in hindsight, I can say, life was really happening for me. Because I wouldn't be here today. I would still be eating South African, the regular food. And being unknowing of what is out there. And so whatever you're going through, just know that life is happening for you. You're here for a reason. And that in hindsight, you'll realize that the things that you've gone through are all for a reason, and that it really is for you in the long term. Okay, thanks very much.